Magnus Carlsen sacrifices his queen to checkmate with his rook with the help of a hanging knight. The game happened as a part of the World Youth Championship in 2003 when Magnus was 14 years old. So, knight to f6, Carlsen is playing with the black pieces and Hammer is playing with the white pieces. And g6 is played by Carlsen. King's Indian defense is on the board, and the Indian defense of Wade defense is being played. And the, the bishop goes to g7, here shooting this bishop into the g7 square, and bishop to d3 is now played, and castles on the king side. Carlsen and Hammer does the same. He castles on the king side as well. Knight to c6 is now played, and after that, c3 is now played, pushing the pawn and creating this nice little square for the queen, activating the queen on both sides of the board. And e5 is now played by Carlsen, attacking the center, and h3 is played by Hammer now. And knight to h5 is played by Carlsen, looking to bring his knight over here into this outpost, which is unattacked basically. And after the d pawn takes e5, the knight takes the comes to f4 pawn, an in between move. And after the bishop to b5 move, attacking this knight over here, uh, Carlsen takes the pawn back with his knight, and the knight takes the knight, and Carlsen goes and places his queen at g5, creating a checkmate threat as of the 11th move. So now this basically, but Carlsen is down by a knight, so the knight goes back. The same knight goes back to g4, but it leaves this bishop uh, uh, unprotected. So you can take this bishop instead of the knight you lost earlier. So the queen goes to b5 and takes the bishop, and knight comes to b3, and knight to e2 is now placed with the help of the queen here. Once the queen is here, you can place this check with the help of the support of the queen, and king goes to h1 now, and rook to g4 is now played, taking the knight over here, and he had to take back with his pawn, leaving the king open on the H line basically. And rook to e8 is now placed by Carlsen, attacking this pawn over here, and bishop to e3 is now played. The intent of this move is to trap this knight over here, because the knight cannot go back here. This bishop will take the knight, and it cannot go back here. Even if it go back here, you can just if you take, you'll be up the exchange and will have a center pawn structure basically, and this square is well defended as well. So that was the intent, but he obviously missed the following moves. The best way to continue was to push the pawn to a4, but didn't happen in the game. So the rook takes this pawn, and immediately the rook goes to e1, creating an attack on the knight. And after that, here comes the queen sacrifice, queen to h5 plus sacrificing the queen, which basically you have to take here, because the knight here, even though it's hanging, it covers both these squares. And once the queen take the the queen is taken, the rook comes here instead of the queen and delivers this checkmate with the help of this hanging knight, which could be taken, but it can't be taken because of the check here, because it's a force move. So very short game. The game ended in 18 moves, and Carlsen was 14 years, maybe 13 years of age at this point of time, and he was rated 2,450 in this match. And to play such a huge sacrificial game at this age shows his greatness as a chess player. So thanks very much for watching. We'll be back with such good videos again.